Few thoughts on a Sunday evening. We are living in a quick fix world, a instant gratification world. We all know this, but things do, if you've noticed, if you look around, we're experiencing more and more of a reinforcement of instant gratification, of having everything do what we want it to do at the click of a button. We have more and more things delivered to us. This pandemic environment that we're finding ourselves in is actually accelerating the rate of everything coming to us quickly, of reducing the middlemen, of reducing the time that things tend to take, reducing the amount of waiting time between communications. Everything is getting quicker, and it seems as if we are saving time, but at the same time, everyone is feeling busier, more distracted, more pulled in different directions. And it seems as if, and it's very easy to kind of, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's very easy, especially if you find yourself hooked up to the internet and screens and the digital and data and scrolling for a good considerable chunk of the day. I find myself getting impatient more quickly because I'm expecting everything to come to me quickly. We live again, it's all instant gratification. Whatever we want, we can have it on a plate immediately. We can tune in to our favorite shows exactly to our liking right away. We have everything that we need. Again, most of this will be through the internet, but a lot of this is also happening out in the real world with all these different apps and services that help make our lives easier. But I think what's happening, and it's just something to be aware of as a self-sufficient, aware person who doesn't want to be dragged away into unconsciousness. I want to encourage everyone to remain aware and to remain conscious of what's happening around us, so we don't kind of get lost in the rabbit hole of zombie world, right? So be aware that this, the world is changing. All of these things that we have around us that are making things easier might be helping in many ways, and yes, there are many, many positives and pros to all of this instant gratification, getting things quicker and speeding things up and increasing productivity. But at the same time, we have to be conscious of what impact this is having on us, with instant gratification being reinforced and being more ubiquitous, being more around us, being everywhere, and being kind of something that we absorb into our experience. We kind of experience it more and more every day. It becomes part of us. We kind of grow to expect it. We grow to expect things to come quickly. We grow impatient when things don't. Just when videos, when they start buffering on YouTube, and you might very well be seeing this video buffering, when things like that, just slow internet, my God, I get so flustered and frustrated, and I have to catch myself sometimes. It's like, this is ridiculous. Look back 10 years ago, how things were and how much has changed and how much better, in a sense, many things have become. But at the same time, what I'm seeing is, and I want to bring this into the relation to creating things, because I like to talk about seeing ourselves in a creative position. I think that's really important and very powerful to continually remind ourselves that we are creative beings, and pretty much everything that we do that isn't destructive is creative, and we want to be leaning to the creative side of life. The danger is here with everything that I've just said is that when it comes to creating stuff, whether it be a new project, a new business, a new relationship, a new experience, a new event that you're running, whatever it is that you're creating, which is really the only place you want to be in life, is to be continually creating. Creating tends to bring with it various forms of resistance as you go through the process of creating stuff. I know this through years of being an illustrator, a writer, a coach. In committing to creating something, building a project, whatever it is, there's going to be various stages at which, and you'll know this yourself, at which you experience a kind of a bottleneck or a block or resistance or some voice that says this isn't for you, that there's something wrong with you, this isn't the right track. This is all different forms of resistance that comes up, usually in the face of something that's worth doing. When we care for something, when we want something to work, when we want a relationship to work, when I have wanted a book to be written quickly, because I care for it, I then tend to want to avoid making mistakes in the doing of it. And as a result of that, I feel resistance sometimes. I get like a voice that comes up that tries to sabotage me. The thing is, I reckon that handling resistance, because our handling of resistance is so important in being able to create things in our world, we need to accept that resistance is inevitable because it's a sign that you're doing the right thing, correct? If we need to create, and if resistance is a part of creation, we need to be good at handling resistance. We need to see resistance coming, accept it, and move through it, rather than be pushed off track by the revealing of resistance, the revealing of some excuse, of some form of sabotage. The issue with everything that I was saying at the beginning is that I think it is making it harder to handle resistance, because instant gratification is putting us in a kind of a bubble of comfort, and it is growing and nurturing in us this propensity to expect instant, quick fix solutions. And most of it's a kind of an illusion, because it's just stuff coming through quicker, because data is moving quicker. But actually, are you solving problems at a quicker rate than you once did in the grand scheme of things? So we're coming to expect that things should be easier and quicker and less boring, and there's always entertainment, and there's always something there, which is kind of, I think, conditioning us to really struggle with any form of emotional distress, whether that's boredom, frustration, resistance, right? And that is then, for those of us who are in the world of creating, which should be all of us, we're all creative beings. We want to make sure that we're able to take resistance and run with it. But I think a lot more people, because of their settling into comfort, are coming face to face with resistance and overblowing what resistance looks like to them, and they think it's a sign of something really terrible because they're so used to comfort. I'm experiencing that a lot. I experience the discomfort sometimes, the writer's block of sitting down to write, and I think my skill, or my innate ability to be able to sit with a feeling of discomfort for a moment, to sit with a feeling of resistance or boredom. Boredom is actually a very crucial part of the creative process. And when we are hooked in, like on a drip, to entertainment 24/7 on our phones, we barely get a chance to experience what boredom was like, what silence was like, what nothingness was like. And that is a crucial component of creativity. So I'm not here to offer a solution on that. I'm here to bring awareness and attention to this potential conflict as we move into a faster paced digital world. I sound like someone trying to predict the future in the 1960s. But you know where things are going, right? The exponential technological change coupled with an unchanging human brain that operates in a... Okay, I'm kind of like, this is now open to interpretation. I'm trying to jump ahead of myself, but you can see the challenge here. If we're finding it harder and harder to deal with resistance, then it's going to be harder and harder to create stuff. So if anything, those of us who are able to manage our emotions and handle negative emotions and handle resistance and take it for what it is and take it as a positive sign, we are going to be the victors in a lot of what's going to happen in the next few decades and years. And if you have a creative project that you're struggling with, know to expect struggle. If we don't expect a little bit of resistance and struggle, we're never going to get through. So we need to expect negative emotions around creating things. And when we can expect them, we can accept them, and we can live with them and drive through them and play with them and be with them. And then in so doing, finish the creative project that we wanted to do, create the relationship that we wanted to create, and all the other things that we wanted to create. That's my little Sunday evening thought for the day, and do feel free, as always, to share your thoughts below. I'm always keen to hear what you guys say. I read all the comments, and do like this video if you thought that it made some sense to you, and make sure that you're subscribed to this channel for frequent videos like this. Speak soon.